Lauren and I were sitting down here at night, and I think we were both watching a movie or something, and I pulled out this snack, okay? And she's just like, ew, that's disgusting. Why do you like those? So this is what they are.
It's like a little watermelon candy. Is that what you've been chewing on that's been so crazy loud?
Yeah, they're like, I think they're called fruit slices, okay? Before I tell you what Lauren thinks, I want to know what
you already said
think.
What Lauren thinks.
Oh, okay. Okay. She said ew, and she made the comment that she's like, that's like an old person's favorite like snack is orange slices. What are your thoughts on this kind of a candy? It's like,
well, why don't you do a favor
like
for
dots.
everybody listening, and yeah, take a chew so everyone can listen to what I've had to deal with this whole morning. So welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Creative Krunch podcast, season 2, second episode of January, second episode of 2025. And as Ben likes to say, I believe he's going to say, is we're making moves, right?
Hey, we've been making some moves.
We've been making some moves, yeah.
Reed and I are working very hard. We have a lot of weddings to edit, so we're trying to stay busy with that. But we're also making some moves in the non-wedding side. We're going through meetings. We're structuring our future for success. And we think that we're starting to get a little bit of momentum. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like we've been kind of put our foot on the gas from kind of the start of this thing when we launched it, and it's moving. Like, we're definitely moving. It's a lot of work on the back end, right, or on the front end right now. We're more so seeking out meetings here and there, and like Ben said, structuring kind of the future, what we want it to look like, what our goals are. But yeah, the momentum feels good.
Yeah,
it feels good.
Just to get a little insight of what we've been like doing. We had not an insight, but like how we work. So today we had a meeting, and the one thing that Reed and I are figuring out is how we structure the meetings and like who talks and when we talk. So talk a little bit about that. What we're figuring out.
So yeah, it's a lot different than weddings for the people and the clients that we're meeting for now. And it takes, again, more work on the front end. So we do a little bit of research, what we're diving into, the business we're looking into, the people we're looking into, and we structure the meeting beforehand. We talk about, we like jot down some key things that we want to chat about. We kind of structure the way we want to say it, what questions we want to ask, the goal of the meeting, the goal of what we're trying to do, and then we kind of create parameters or guidelines of what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about, the questions we're going to ask. Not as much as a like script of what we're doing, but yeah, just something to help the flow of the meeting and help us.
Yeah, and one thing that we're figuring out is that Reed Reed has to lead the meetings because I cannot, for the life of me, connect the dots like with where we're going. Like, I cannot navigate the meeting at all. I'll start talking and I'll be like, where are we going? What was I saying? How did I get to this point? So yeah, Reed has to lead the conversation, and I'm just like, I just kind of add in here and there to kind of almost like I add like cones along the road. Reed is driving the car, and I'm just adding like signs like, oh, veer left, don't hit this. And not even that. I wouldn't even say that. I think I'm just like the sprinkle on top. Reed is the ice cream, and I'm the sprinkles.
Okay,
I just kind of sprinkle in there.
I don't think that's the case. Ben is good at meeting, and he's good at formulating creative ideas and getting us in the right direction. I think what Ben starts to struggle with is he starts to talk in circles a lot. So
Yeah.
in this last
like
meeting,
I said, I don't know where we're going.
in this
Without
last
the
meeting,
ice
we were
cream, the
talking.
sprinkles are just sprinkles.
Right. In the last meeting, we were talking about like iPhone footage. So it's a company that does a lot of iPhone stuff, and I had made a point about how iPhone footage is authentic and original, and it's everyone has phone videos, so it's a way to really connect with your viewer. And then as soon as I said that, Ben came in and said it in another way, which is good, but he did it in like 4 different ways as well. So he came in with his take on it, and then he did 3 other takes.
Yeah, I think Reed had talked about how like authentic it was and how the iPhone footage is just very real and in the moment. And then I think I talked about how like it's like it's like today's version of the camcorder and how quick it is. It was like using synonyms.
Yeah.
We were like, I was like the synonyms to Reed.
I think it's okay how we did it, and it was a really, really good meeting. Both of us agree on that, but we got to find a structure of how I think I just have the ability to keep talking and continue the conversation and make notes about like what's in their office or ways of connecting and kind of driving the conversation. And then Ben is very good at filling in on
I'm good at
goals,
the video side of things.
He's good behind the screen with headphones.
No, I think Reed could give a wedding speech off the top of his head where I would have to plan the speech and practice it beforehand. I couldn't just get up and start talking.
It was funny yesterday. We were meeting virtually, and we were going over kind of how we wanted the meeting to structure. And this was a different meeting, actually. This was right before another meeting we had yesterday. And I was just kind of running off the top of my head, like talking. And Ben thought the guy had joined the meeting because I was just spitballing and kind of setting the flow. But I was in improv in high school, and I've always been able to kind of just go off the top of my head. That's kind of where my creativity comes from, I think. But
yeah, tell the story about the speech that you got 100 on or whatever.
Oh,
speech class.
10 years ago now, probably. Yeah, I've been out of high school for 10 years. Is either my junior or senior year. I was in a speech class, and we had like it was like a storytelling speech. So like each week or every other week was a different unit of different type of speech, and we were on the storytelling. And you could like literally you could bring in a book and read it, and that would be your speech. I procrastinated, didn't bring in a book, didn't bring anything, and it was time for me to go. I had nothing set up. This was my junior year, now that I'm remembering. And I got up there and I just started talking. I just told a story of why I didn't have my speech written. And I went on for like the full 10, 15 minutes, whatever it had to be. Got an A on the speech, and then got asked to join the improv team. And yeah.
That's a solid story. I feel like that story is one that you're gonna, if you have kids, you're gonna tell your kids someday. Like,
well, I don't want
my
kids to be, because that story derived from my procrastination, which I still deal with on a daily basis. I don't want the story. I don't want the meaning of the story to be like, oh, dude, you can bullshit your way through anything, just like me. It just happened. High school, I was a great student, never had things ready or prepared, and my teacher's like, all right, Reed, it's your turn. And I was like, all right. And then just got up there and started telling a story. And it just like, it literally was coming to me as is. And ever since then, or probably before then, I've been able to just yap.
Yeah.
Just yap about whatever.
With that, I think it's been kind of like we were saying, Reed kind of lead some of these meetings. And I have to personally prepare for them. So I have to like study who we're talking to, and like where Reed is more of like live. I'm going to learn more about him as we go. Obviously he prepares, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
with this is it's been interesting to see how Reed and I are like learning to work together as a team with this business, and how we're learning to complement, which we've already done like in the past with projects, but it's more in depth now.
Yeah. And it's fun to see too, like the beginning stages, obviously, of a business or entrepreneurship or whatever you're doing. The beginning stages are so fun because here's where you start. You start at the bare beginning. You don't know what's happening, and as you're going, you're building on things, and you're readjusting things, and you're learning stuff. And we're just in that stage. We're figuring out each other. We're figuring out how we operate as a duo, and no, I mean, it's not bad. It hasn't been bad. It's just we're figuring out our strengths and our weaknesses and how we complement each other. So
yeah, so
lots of meetings so far with this new new business.
Yeah, a lot of meetings and a lot of emailing, and I think just.
But that's okay. We kind of figured. I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of planning too, but I think it'll eventually roll into a more fluid process.
Yeah, and I think we're both in the mindset of kind of grind mode right now, and we're both very aware that grind mode could last a year, maybe 2 years, and eventually we get to a point where the business starts to run itself for the most part, and we're totally cool with that. Obviously, it's a lot with also doing weddings and keeping up with those, but we've got big goals, big plans, and I think we're both on the same page of like we're gonna achieve what we're out to do, and nothing's gonna stop us. So,
all right, here's a question for you, Reed. What is one thing that you didn't expect about starting VivHaus?
Something I didn't expect with starting VivHaus. Well, it kind of started as my own original idea at first. Ben, when I was ready to kind of take this leap into a new sort of business, I think I was ready and there before Ben ever was. And so the ideas started, the very slow momentum of like getting it up off the ground started maybe a year ago. And then Ben wanted to come on board, and I asked Ben to come on board from the very beginning, and yeah.
We had multiple people tell us that we should. They either would tell us or they had already thought that we were one business. Like they were like, yeah, you guys should just join forces or whatever. But I think the issue was that neither of us wanted to like join the other person's business because it was already something that was established. Mm-hmm. And like we wanted something that we could put our name on from the ground up. And so, yeah, but for me, I think I was surprised at how easy it was to set up the LLC and bank account. That was like shockingly easy to get a bank account and get debit cards sent with our names on it. And it was like maybe $110 total to get the LLC up and running.
It took like a day.
Yeah, less, I think. Really we got the email the next day of the official thing, I'm pretty sure.
I think something that Ben and I are lucky to have that I wasn't really expecting, but since Ben and I have our own businesses outside of VivHaus, we've made a multitude of connections elsewhere. And kind of stepping into this business, some of the meetings we've gotten, some of the projects that are in our scope right now, those probably wouldn't happen if we were literally just starting from scratch. Because, the big one that I'm talking about, we have that connection because of someone I know. The meeting we just had today, we had that meeting because of a connection that you have. So I'd say it's easier than I thought to maybe get some of those meetings with some of these bigger people. But then I think back, it's just because of the years of work and connections that we've already had that helped us get our foot in the door with some of the things that we're working on now.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, Reed and I are just kind of figuring out how we can continue to grow and better each other. But we just want to talk a little bit about the giveaway and what we're doing with this giveaway. So it's not just for the algorithm. Obviously, we want to like grow our business and get our content out there. But Reed and I love telling stories.
Yeah, and we're kind of looking at it more as like a celebration. We're celebrating the launch of our business by doing this giveaway. So if you don't know what the giveaway is, we're giving away a free 60-second video, which can be an ad, it can be a social media piece, it can be a video that lives on your website. We're giving away social media assets along with that, and then a 10% lifetime discount to our VivHaus services, which is pretty big. And we're just doing it because we want to, one, obviously get our name out there, and two, we want to find a unique and compelling story to tell through the giveaway. And the entries we've gotten so far are great. I think we're keeping everything open till February 4th, which is Monday.
Yeah, I think so.
Monday,
and then we'll pick
midnight.
by two. I think we pick by Wednesday. I think.
And then the winner is decided by that Tuesday. And something that's been fun about that is just looking through all the entries and seeing the ideas and the plans that people have for their business, for whatever they're entering the giveaway with. And excited to see some more over the next few days.
Think we just don't want to pick somebody that we feel like is just gonna get their free video or whatever and then just like never want to use us again. We wanna choose someone that we feel like we could create a great relationship and help them tell more of their story. And just make more content for them. And we don't just want this to be some free giveaway that we just, after the giveaway is done, we're done.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of turned into, because we did have like parameters for the giveaway about like, you have to follow us on social media, you have to do this. And I think more people are just filling out the form that's on our giveaway page, which is totally okay. Like the purpose isn't to grow a following on Instagram. Would that be nice? Sure. But it's honestly not really happening at all, which is kind of what we were expecting. But we're seeing an uptick in the forms that are on our giveaway launch page. Yeah. And I think that just speaks to, we want to find a good story to tell. So one, we can share our skills. Since we're a new business, we don't have a giant portfolio in the industry yet. So finding something that can stretch us creatively and help us work on that. And then two, making a connection, hopefully with a business that sees value in what we're giving away for free. And then in turn, at some point in the future, coming back to us for more video needs when they see the results of what they're looking for. So,
yeah. What do you think? What's one thing you don't want to happen with the giveaway? So, like, say we get somebody that fills out the form and they don't have a story. They don't have a story to tell. They don't know what they want. Like that would be something that I think would be like. Gosh, like they don't know what they're like. I don't know. We just won, I guess. Not that
they just enter. They just enter the giveaway to enter the giveaway. But I think what we're gonna do is, when entries close, we're gonna pick a top 5, and then we're gonna go through it in detail, do some research on the business or the people, and then we're going to decide from the top 5. So obviously, someone that enters with no vision probably isn't going to make the top 5, but I don't want it to be more work than we're kind of expecting. Something with video shoots and working with clients can, a lot of hidden things pop up, especially on shoot days or edits, or, can we change this? Can we change the music? Can we, a lot of revisions, or I just kind of want it to be we come in, we do all the planning beforehand. So when you win, we're going to meet with you. We're going to plan what you want. We're going to consult with you, help you kind of plan that vision. And then I can't stop looking at how much headroom you have? Are you just like, are you sinking into your chair?
Yeah,
Or is
let me turn this down a little
is your
bit.
camera just high? It just looks like you're just like,
Yeah, I'm comfy, dude. I'm comfy. I don't know what you're trying to do. Okay, so what do you think? Let's talk a little bit about the behind the scenes of just like how we planned the giveaway and how we did the video.
yeah. So we wanted to obviously showcase our skill with this giveaway, and we're playing with like meta.
Keep going. I'm gonna chew from a distance.
Ben just took a huge candy bite. Yeah, so like I said, we wanted to celebrate the launch of VivHaus. We wanted to do something exciting for it, and we thought a giveaway would be a good idea. And a giveaway is a perfect way to showcase some of our skills, show what we can do, and make some connections. But the kind of the behind the scenes of the video or of the giveaway, we wanted to do two different routes here. We wanted to play with meta ads, so Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And two, we wanted to make a video that showcases our skill. So a lot of behind the scenes was coming up with that video idea, scripting that out, kind of brainstorming, looking for inspiration from different ads, a lot of drawing board time. And then we landed on something we liked, which was that sticky note idea, and the different variety of businesses or activities that one can do. So cooking, we had a cooking scene with the sticky note. How can I share my love for cooking? Then we had a music scene with a sticky note on an amp and someone playing guitar. How do I express my music to the world or something like that? Then we had a business meeting, whereas how can we promote our business? Yeah. And we just kind of were looking at ways to, one, connect with people that are in a spot with their business or their art or whatever, and want to share it. And then obviously we ended it with the Your Vision by VivHaus idea. We'll link the video, go watch it, but it's harder to explain than it would be just to share it with you.
Yeah, I think so for the actual giveaway, we had to decide what are we going to give away. And we ultimately decided on a 1-minute video. Now, we're not going to be like incredibly strict on that 1 minute. Like if for some reason it needs to be a little bit longer, it's going to be a little bit longer. But
it also doesn't have to be 1 minute. It could be like if a business wanted to make a 15-second ad to run on Facebook or Instagram, like obviously we're going to tailor it towards whoever wins, what their desires are for it.
Yeah. So we ultimately landed on a 1-minute video. We felt like a 1-minute video wasn't going to require a ton of, I guess I don't know where, like, I guess what was the ultimate decision between the 1 minute? I feel like 1 minute is just enough to add value to who we're giving it away to, but it isn't going to completely drain us of like our resources.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, with a shoot and an edit of 1 minute, that's like a minimum of a $3,000 to $4,000 project. So we were trying to find a happy spot where it's like we're willing to do all this for free versus we're also not giving away too much, because it is a lot of work, planning, shooting, editing, like that. It's a lot. So
it's not free. That's the thing. It's not free. It's multiple days of work.
Yeah. I mean, the giveaway is free. That's why we're doing it. But the amount of work that we're going to be putting in is quite a bit. So I think we landed on that 1 minute because that's kind of that happy medium. It's not a minute and a half. It's not 2 minutes, which gets even more and more work. And obviously we don't want to be like 15-second video only when people have different ideas and different scopes of what they might want to do for their video. But So yeah, I think we just landed on 60 seconds. We kind of felt comfortable with it. I don't think we really put too much thought into that. But
Yeah.
we had to put some sort of limit on it. Otherwise someone wins the giveaway and
Yeah.
they could ask for a documentary, obviously. Like we wouldn't do that for free. So
Yeah, and then as far as the video goes, this one actually took a lot longer than I thought it was going to come up with the idea, and I think we went back and forth multiple times because we had limited time because we wanted to get the giveaway out the door,
and we only had a day
limited resources, which is some of the struggles we dealt with when we were making it. Because we didn't have, like, there were certain tools that we didn't have at our hands at the time, and we decided that we were gonna, I think Reed found the video, the sticky note video. We went through multiple videos, but the sticky note video was the one that you saw, and it's realistically, it's not even, the only thing that's similar about the video is the sticky notes, like that we use sticky notes in it. Otherwise, it's kind of different. I feel like it's probably a mashup of different videos we saw.
Mm-hmm.
We used some jump cut, like some match cuts, and we wanted it to be like an inspirational thing. Like, oh, like we wanted someone to watch the video and be like, oh, I guess I could kind of fit in there too. I have a question or a talent or something.
Yeah. That's also one thing that's been fun about this business too, is the brainstorming and the inspiration ideas. That's something that doesn't really happen in weddings too much. Like, yeah, you can get inspiration from another wedding day or another wedding video, or you can get inspiration from whatever. But these kind of projects are fun because if we're starting from the drawing board, we can do a deep dive into like TV ads, social media ads. We can look and grab inspiration, go back to our notes app, jot them down, talk about our thoughts, and then like make them our own. So that's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I found that sticky note video. I think it was a spec ad. I don't even think it was like a sticky note commercial, but it was just different sticky notes in like different varieties. I don't remember exactly what it was, but then it just gave me the idea. I was like, what if we use a sticky note with a question on it, and in different environments, different businesses, different art, whatever. But
yeah, it was good. So this is when once we kind of got the idea and we kind of wrote down like a shot list and the script for the story, which is way different than weddings. Like that process, just you essentially. So it was weird coming home with only like, I think there was like 20 shots or something. It was like 20 clips. So it's odd, like knowing like, oh, we're only gonna need, like, you can almost throw the stuff on the timeline very quickly and get a very rough cut fairly quickly because you know exactly.
Well, you did. You literally got a rough cut that night.
Yeah, and so
the night of the shoot.
So yeah, we planned it. We created a shot list. I even went and created images to visualize what the shots might look like. And then once the shoot came, we brought all the equipment that we needed, but there was like one. Reed will make a behind the scenes, I bet, eventually.
I was actually going to try to work on that a little bit today.
Yeah, a little behind the scenes from that shoot, and to see everything that went down. There's a couple things, like first of all, the one thing that we forgot initially was sticky notes.
The literally whole purpose of the video is behind these sticky notes. The sticky notes are what are telling the story of this video. And then Ben came to Des Moines for this, and we didn't have them.
So we
had the lights set up. We had pretty much the entire scene ready to go. And then we realized we didn't have the one thing that we really needed. So we had to make a quick run to Dollar Tree.
Yeah, and we also had to make a couple quick adjustments. The one thing that, looking back now, we wish we would have had people that could have acted in the scenes for us, because every shot is Reed and I. it's read night, and we had to just like not show our face.
Which is okay. I think like the compositions of everything were good, but yeah, having
It would have been nice to have a couple females or
having
other
talent,
people.
yeah, like people that. So it would have been nice to have extra people, so Ben and I could have strictly focused on the shooting and the composition, but
because we had to keep being like, hey, you go sit there and look at this, and then I'll go sit there and you look at this.
You take my spot so I can check the composition, and then I'll come back, and then we hit go, but maybe we should do it in a different way. So
yeah, we'll like look at it. Yeah,
if we had extra hands on deck to help us, that one, it would have probably went a lot faster, and two, it would have just given us more freedom to strictly focus on what we're doing video wise rather than acting.
I think the kitchen scene itself took from like, I think we started setting it up at like 9:30, and I think around like 1:15 we were done, and then we really quickly, in probably 30 minutes, set up the guitar one and got that done with and knocked out.
Office was a pit after that. My whole apartment was a pit after that. But
yeah, you'll see it in the behind the scenes, I think.
But no, yeah, it's fun to do that, and like, just like I said, we've done projects before where we get to plan beforehand, and we come home with like a couple of shots here and there, but it's fun, and it kind of gave us an insight to what we like to do, what we're kind of good at. I think it came together really well. I think it told a story that we were trying to tell, and hopefully we can just do that.
One note that we didn't really think about is how difficult it would be to write on the sticky notes, the number of times that we had to write on the sticky notes, and then we ultimately didn't even use we just ended up recreating it in Photoshop.
We probably went through 50 sticky notes that day for the 5 that we needed total. Like, whenever I make the behind the scenes video, you'll see like I probably tried to write how do I share my cooking like 20 times, and I just could not get it right, and it was getting so frustrating. And yeah, then we didn't even end up using it in the actual video, but.
And then we had to, so once we got the video made, then we had to get a website page created, which did take a little bit of time. And we had to decide what questions we wanted to ask to get a deeper look at people's businesses and the inspiration behind them.
Another thing to touch on, like with what's different or what I didn't expect with this sort of business is like weddings are a lot of work on the front end, obviously, but almost a majority of the work for these kind of shoots come in on the front end, or like for planning, these kind of projects, like this giveaway, like you said, was the planning. So we started from scratch. What do we want to do? What do we want to give away? How do people enter? Like we carved all that out. We figured that out. And then it's like, okay, what is our to-do list now? All right, Ben works on the copy for the website. Okay, Reed works on the headline of the website. How do we make it pretty? How do we, do all this stuff? And just having a to-do list of things to get done before we have another to-do list of things to get done. That's interesting. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's definitely refreshing to go into something with, we know exactly what this is going to look like when it's live. So,
yeah, I think it's also helping just with being better planners and like we now have this note folder. I've never been so organized with my notes before. We now have this VivHaus notes folder that we have like business names, and inside those folders we have more folders with like meetings and like ideas, and it's kind of helped stay organized.
Yeah.
But yeah, this giveaway is just the start. Like we're hoping to land a couple really big clients here, and help tell. We're just hoping we can get our content out there and kind of make people be like, "Whoa, I want that."
Yeah. And hopefully we do that. But yeah, if you're listening, or if we make a reel or something for this, February 4th by 11:59 Central Standard Time. It's just 11:59 your time. It really doesn't matter. That's when entries close. So if you even have the slightest idea of a video for your business or your brand or whatever it may be, or you know of somebody that could benefit from this or could benefit from the lifetime discount, send them our way. So it's vivhaus.com/giveaway. You fill out that form, and then, like I said, we pick a top 5 and then we go from there. So yeah, that's kind of it on the giveaway side of things. I'm excited to see what comes from that.
Yeah. Anything else that we're up to? I feel like that question, like people are like, hey, what have you been up to? I feel like it's the answer I have to, I like roll my eyes. I'm like, just been editing.
Working, editing.
Just working, sitting on the computer. Like weddings, love them, but they consume so much time. Just the editing just takes so long.
It does. It takes a very, very, very long time. And for anyone, for any past brides that are waiting on something right now, waiting on their films, we are putting in more time to our wedding side of things than we are this new business, because we know, obviously we now own 2 businesses, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like we're multi-business owners and, obviously they're both our priority, but the films that we have to get out right now for our weddings will always be our priority. So don't feel like we've forgotten about you and we're moving on from what we're doing with Reed Shepherd Films and Graphic Formation Films, because that's still happening and we're still working really hard on that. So
yep. What's your mug say? Don't stop retrieving.
Yeah, that's exciting. We're Lauren and I are getting a dog in almost 2 weeks. Little puppy.
That is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so we'll probably get her that Saturday, so February 15th. I just purchased an online course called the Perfect Puppy Course. From a guy that I found on YouTube that had really good like training tips on YouTube, and it's actually been really, really good and really, really helpful. I'm gonna go super hard with training this dog, just because it's like 8 months to a year of work on the front end leads to 13 years of having an incredibly obedient, well-mannered dog. So I'm really excited. I love dogs. So
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
We'll have to have Lucy come over.
Document your training journey.
I thought about that. So
if you're gonna invest that much time, it might be fun to document it.
I'm curious. So I want to do the training and I want to document it, right? And Lauren and I also have plans of getting another dog in the future. So here's what I'm thinking. I document this stuff, how I'm doing it, whatever, maybe post some videos to YouTube, maybe TikTok or whatever, grow a little bit of following. Then when we get this next dog, I'll do a course. Like I could sell like a training course, just like the one that I just bought. Obviously make it a little bit my own, but I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a lot of work. I've had a puppy before, so I'm very well aware that setting up a camera to do some of this might be more daunting than it is. It might be more harmful than it is beneficial, but Lauren and I are super excited to add to our little family and have a pup running around here. So Lucy will have to come check her out. She's always talking about puppies.
I think, we'll have to come after we get back from our vacation. We're going with my dad. We're leaving on the 13th, and we'll be back like the 18th, I think, or something like that. It's like a Thursday to Tuesday or something. We're going
Where are
down
you
to
going again?
St. Croix and the Virgin Islands. Just a little
Nice.
family vacation. That my dad gives us all, which is super generous.
Shout out Bob. We should bring Bob on.
Yeah, we should. We should ask him his experience of like working with us.
Yeah. So Ben's dad came with us to Mexico last November, or 2 years ago now. Well, November 2023. And yeah, that was a super fun experience. But I want Ben's dad to come on here just so people, our viewers and listeners and watchers, whoever can see just the sheer opposite that you guys are, but also the same that you are.
I think we should bring Travis and my
crazy.
dad together
At the same time.
Yeah, because they know each other. And I feel like they would bounce off each other.
That's true. I think, well, Travis wants, shout out Travis. Travis wants,
Shout out Travis.
We need to go to Travis because he wants to do like a cookout and we just all
We'll do a
hang out.
we'll do a podcast at his house.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what he wants. I also had we gotta wear our shirts. Remember when I made that joke when he asked about the Peter McKinnon sling to us?
Oh yeah.
And I told him like it's super worth it. He's like, thank you. I'm like, yep, no problem. That'll just cost a free t-shirt. And then he sent us those t-shirts and I still haven't given you yours.
Oh dog, how did you forget?
I don't see you as much, dude. I used to see you every weekend the last couple of years, and now I've seen you like
it's just the way
once every other month. Yeah. But so yeah, shout out
right,
Travis,
well,
shout out Bob.
Yes, yeah. I guess we'll talk to you guys later.
That's it. All right. We'll
send it home. Send it home, Reed.
Thanks.